thanks for joining us on Television News at 3 and sincere apologies for coming your way very late. My name is Rosemary Ukokotega. The headlines. President Tinubu urges Nigeria liquefied gas to convert gas flaring into economic benefit. FCT administration road safety begin enforcement against traffic violations in Abuja. Independent National Electoral Commission INEC unveils Governor's Assembly candidates for 2027 polls, August 29. Police demands evidence from very dark man over alleged collusion with kidnappers. In sports, Barcelona reignites interest on Nigeria's striker Osimhen. President Bola Tinubu has urged management of the Nigeria liquefied natural gas (NLNG) to maximize the country's gas reserves by reducing gas flaring and converting the resource into economic benefits for Nigerians. President Tinubu, while receiving members of the NLNG board, led by its managing director and chief executive officer Adeleye Falade, Wednesday at the State House, Abuja, said the company's focus should extend beyond increasing revenue from international markets to ensure greater domestic utilization of Nigeria's gas resources.
We look straight far into the future. I believe that this country has what it takes, but whatever assets that we have in the ground is nothing unless it's brought up to service the economy, the people, and realization of a good return on investment.
The president commended the NLNG management for increasing the company's capacity and contributing to a good return on investment. He also assured the team of the administration's readiness to provide incentives that would support further expansion and enable the company to maximize its potential for the benefit of Nigerians. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, the FCTA, has commenced a sustained enforcement operation against traffic violations across the city capital. The exercise being conducted in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps and other security agencies targets offences as traffic light violations, driving against traffic route violations, and indiscriminate parking. Usman Khatun Omar reports. Afraid we have to bring you that in our subsequent bulletin. The Accord Party in the FCT has appealed to relevant authorities to look into a viral video allegedly involving the chairman of Kuje Area Council, Danjuma Shekwalo, and to ensure continued peace and inclusiveness in the council ahead of the 2027 general elections. The party made the appeal at a news briefing held at its secretariat in Abuja. Obidane reports.
The FCT chairman of the Accord Party, Barrister Vania Agbo, said the party's concern is to promote unity and uphold the rights of all residents, regardless of political affiliations.
In the video, the chairman is heard saying, "I have said in my area council, it is either you are doing APC or leave the area council. It is either you are with us or you are against us." If the video and the statement attributed to him are authentic, the Accord Party considers them unacceptable and deeply troubling.
According to Barrister Vania, Kuje Area Council belongs to all residents and public officers are expected to serve everyone equally. He noted that political choices are a personal right and that participation in elections should be free from pressure.
Elections are not war. Opposition is not treason. Political disagreement is not a crime. Voting against an incumbent is not an act of hostility against government. The executive chairman must remember that his oath of office is a solemn commitment to serve the people impartially and within the Constitution and the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The party further appealed to the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, and other security agencies to review the video in question, establish its content and authenticity, and take steps to reassure residents. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
Meanwhile, Chairman of Mr. Danjuma Samuel Shekwolo has officially addressed recent media reports concerning comments he made during a meeting with local youths and loyalists of the All Progressives Congress, the APC. Correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar reports.
And social media creators. Speaking to reporters, stakeholders and community leaders, the Kuje Area Council Chairman Mr. Danjuma Samuel Shekwolo said his previous remarks were taken out of context and sensationalized across various news platforms and social media, creating what he described as distorted narrative about his administration's core values and official position. Shekwolo explained that the meeting in question was strictly focused on administrative efficiency, local development and community welfare, with no intention of alienating any residents of the area council.
While I deeply respect the press and its vital role as a pillar of our democracy, it is crucial to clarify what the intent of the message was for and who. The remarks in question was made in a specific context aimed at addressing administrative efficiency, local development, and community welfare.
The Kuje chairman affirmed that he has no authority to disenfranchise any residents or citizens of Kuje Area Council of their fundamental human rights. He reiterated that his administration remains committed to equitable governance, community progress, and serving the best interests of all residents, regardless of their political affiliation, ethnic background, or religious beliefs.
Let me state sincerely that our administration remains fully committed to inclusive governance, equity, and total progress of every community in Kuje Area Council. At no point did I intend to cause disaffection, undermine any group, or promote policies that do not serve the best interests of our citizens.
The chairman concluded by inviting residents to collaborate with his administration in advancing the overall growth and development of Kuje Area Council and the Federal Capital Territory. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) will this Saturday, August 29, display the list of candidates nominated by political parties for the February 6, 2027 governorship and state houses of assembly elections. INEC said the publication of the candidate lists is part of its preparations for the 2027 general election and would enable political parties, candidates and the public to verify information submitted to the Commission. The Commission is also expecting political parties contesting the presidential and national assembly elections to submit their final lists of candidates the same Saturday, August 29. This deadline, according to INEC, follows the August 22 deadline for candidates seeking to withdraw from the 2027 elections. Governorship election will be conducted in 28 states, while state houses of assembly elections will be held in all 36 states of the Federation. Among the states to hold governorship poll, according to the electoral timetable, are Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Delta, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia, Kwara, Benue, Plateau, Niger, and Nasarawa states. Other states are Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, Taraba, Bauchi, Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Zamfara, Kebbi, and Sokoto. Elections will not be held in Ondo, Osun, Ekiti, Edo, Bayelsa, Anambra, Imo, and Kogi states, where governorship polls were held at different times due to the staggered electoral cycle. The 22 registered political parties are expected to field new candidates in Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Yobe, Borno, Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Kwara and Nasarawa, where the tenure of the incumbent governors will expire in 2027. Now more stories will come your way after this time out. Stay with us.
In Biggie's house, there's no place to hide. And even when you think no one is watching, the energy can swing in an instant. This BB Naija Season 11, everything burns brighter. Only the biggest moves tip the scale, because nothing is given, but everything is for the taking when the world watches. Will you be outshined, or will you step up and take the spotlight? Big Brother Naija Season 11, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Headline sponsor, Bet Power.
Dr. Maruf Alausa has unveiled the Tertiary Institution's National Laureate Prize to recognize and reward outstanding academic research, innovation, and intellectual excellence across Nigeria's tertiary institutions. The initiative, jointly implemented by the Federal Ministry of Education and the Nigeria Education Repository and Data Bank, is designed to strengthen scholarship and promote commercialization and industrial application of research under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Oluchi Jacinta Okori has the report.
Dr. Alausa said the award will recognize exceptional undergraduate, master's and PhD research, as well as outstanding works in critical fields including medicine, engineering, agriculture, law and teaching innovation, and the selection process would be transparent, competitive, and merit-driven, with special prizes such as the Dr. Stella Adadevo Prize for Medicine and Medical Innovation, honoring exceptional contributions to national development.
The National Laureate Prize represents a deliberate effort by the federal government to strengthen Nigeria's culture of scholarship and innovation by ensuring that exceptional academic achievement receives the national recognition it deserves. Innovators in our country matter. The scholars in our country matter. The researchers in our country matter. And the rigor of our laboratories and intellectual institutions deserve national celebration.
The initiative under the President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda will be run transparently through the Nigeria Education Repository and Data Bank, NERD, building an educational system that develops knowledge, skills, and innovations required to drive Nigeria's global competitiveness.
Currently, some of these special prizes will honor distinguished Nigerians whose lives symbolize exceptional service, courage, and contribution to our nation. One of these will be the Dr. Stella Adadevo Prize for Medicine and Medical Innovation. The bedrock of our country, the bedrock of any nation, should be celebrated. For too long, we've put this at the back burner, but from today, that has changed, and it has changed into eternity.
The minister said the initiative would help transform knowledge into solutions, research into enterprise, and intellectual capital into economic and industrial value for Nigeria. Oluchi Jacinta Okori, ASO Television News.
Later development, Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa said the federal government is reviewing its foreign scholarship and bilateral education arrangements as part of efforts to eliminate unnecessary expenditure and redirect public resources towards strengthening Nigerian tertiary institutions. The minister said the government could no longer justify spending scarce public funds to send students abroad to study programs that are already unveiled in Nigerian universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. The minister disclosed this while explaining the rationale behind the federal government's decision to review its overseas scholarship arrangement, stressing that the policy was driven by the need to build domestic capacity and ensure better value for public expenditure. The minister said the government therefore concluded that continuing the arrangement in its previous form would amount to an inefficient use of public resources. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, says BOLT has been cleared to resume operations at airports managed by the authority, explaining that the decision follows constructive engagement that have produced an agreeable operational framework for e-hailing services. In a statement, FAN's Director, Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Henry Agbebire, said FAN has resolved the operational issues that led to the temporary interruption of BOLT services at its airports. The authority apologized to passengers for the inconvenience and thanked them for their patience and understanding, explaining that the dispute was part of efforts to regulate commercial and e-hailing vehicles and address concerns over touting unregulated operations, random pickups, and airport safety. It said its airport car hire rank management system was introduced to improve order, accountability, and visibility in airport transportation and was not designed to compete with e-hailing platforms. The Nigerian Police Force has challenged social media personality Martins Vincent Otse, popularly known as Very Dark Man, to provide evidence backing his allegation that some police officers at checkpoints share information about travelers with kidnappers and bandits. The force made the demand in a statement signed by its public relations officer CSP Annie Inedo on Thursday, following comments attributed to VDM at the ongoing Nigerian Bar Association NBA conference in Port Harcourt. VDM had alleged that police officers stationed at checkpoints along major highways identify wealthy travelers and pass information about their identities and movements to kidnappers, thereby facilitating abductions for ransom. Reacting to the allegation, the police described it as serious. However, it said it was understandable and damaging to an institution. It was unsubstantiated rather and damaging to an institution responsible for protecting millions of Nigerians. The force stressed that claims of such magnitude require credible evidence, noting that officers deployed to checkpoints and other locations are mandated to prevent crime, detect criminal activity, and protect citizens. The police also highlighted risks faced by its personnel, saying officers routinely confront the same criminal elements they are accused of colluding with. According to the force, several police officers have been ambushed, attacked, and killed, while police stations, formations, and operational assets have also come under attacks by terrorists, kidnappers, and other violent criminals. The force cautioned against generalizing allegations of misconduct to portray the hundreds of thousands of police officers serving under difficult and dangerous conditions in a negative light. It subsequently invited VDM to submit any evidence in its possession, particularly information supporting his claim that checkpoint officers identify wealthy individuals and relay their movement to kidnappers. The federal government says the 284-kilometer Kano-Katsina railway project is now 80% complete and remains on track for commissioning by December 2026. The assurance came during a joint inspection of the project by government officials, lenders and the contractor as they test run a completed section of the track from Kazaure to Katsina. Speaking shortly after the inspection, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, Engineer Funsho Adebi, represented by the Director, Rail Transport Services, Engineer Habibat Buhari, said insecurity, land disputes and the rainy season had slowed construction in some areas, but assured that the challenges would not stop the project from meeting its December deadline. Buhari explained that the current level of physical progress remained around 80%, adding that materials for the remaining track works have already been stockpiled, while efforts are ongoing to resolve land disputes with affected communities. The Ophthalmology Society of Nigeria, OSN, has offered to perform 500 free eye surgeries for patients battling avoidable blindness caused by cataracts, with the aim to attain the surgical rates required to significantly reduce the burden in the country. President of the Society, Professor Abubakar Rafindadi, who disclosed this at a media briefing, said the outreach is to commemorate the OSN 51st Annual General Meeting and Annual Scientific Conference Abuja ASO 2026, scheduled for September 2 to 4. He said more than 2 million Nigerians still face challenges accessing eye care, noting that despite ongoing efforts to combat avoidable blindness, the country had yet to achieve the cataract surgical rate needed to significantly reduce the burden.
Surgical outreach camp will commence tomorrow and conclude on Friday, 27th, 28th of August 2026, and if need be, may spill over to 29th of August 2026. We intend to carry out over 500 free cataract surgeries in a bid and quest to eliminate avoidable blindness in our community. There will also be comprehensive eye screenings where every patient will be evaluated and will go comprehensive eye examinations and need necessary prescription glasses and medications where indicated.
Professor Rafindadi highlighted on OSN achievements since its last conference, saying the society had also expanded the integration of eye care into primary health care, with the number of states participating in the program increasing from 14 to 21.
In terms of technological know-how and advancement, between the last conference and now, we've commissioned 2 simulation centers, one in Lagos by the National Postgraduate Medical College, and another one at Eleta Eye Center in Ibadan. It's a private NGO whereby ophthalmologists can go and upscale their training and skills so as to provide better services and quality cataract surgery and vitreoretinal surgery as well.
The conference themed Reimaging Eye Care in the Digital Era will focus on the application of artificial intelligence, tele-ophthalmology, digital diagnostics and other emerging technologies to improve access to eye care in Nigeria. The Chairman, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, says the war against drug trafficking cannot be won through arrests alone. The NDLEA boss, speaking at the Cambridge International Symposium on Economic Crime in the United Kingdom, said drug barons must also lose their illicit wealth to prevent them from financing further criminal operations. He highlighted the NDLEA's efforts to freeze bank accounts and seize properties linked to suspected traffickers. Marwa cited the recovery and sale of the Hook Hotel for $4.2 million, as well as the freezing of accounts containing more than $7 million. As Nigeria prepares to host the 2026 World Public Relations Forum and the 37th African Public Relations Association Conference in November this year, Kenya's Minister of Information, Communications and Digital Economy, Hon William Kabogo Gitau, has confirmed his attendance and Republic of Kenya's full participation at the global event. Gitau, who spoke while receiving a delegation from Nigeria led by the president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations (NIPR), Dr. Ike Neliaku, in Nairobi on Wednesday, described the conference as an African project that requires continental approach and collaborative effort to deliver. The communication minister said that Kenya will not be left behind in initiatives that will promote and project Africa as a continent with great potentials. Earlier in his presentation, the NIPR president, Dr. Neliaku, briefed the Honorable Minister on a number of novel ideas and programs that have made the 2026 WPRF unique, including inauguration of the first University of Public Relations and Leadership in the world, Nigeria Jollof Rice Festival, Akara Festival, 7-hour tailoring services for foreign guests, among others. Hundreds of travelers are missing, including at least 291 foreign tourists after a flash flood on the Nepal-Tibet border. Officials said rescuers are looking for survivors after a massive flash flood on the Nepal-Tibet border, with homes destroyed, roads swamped, and bridges swept away by surging mud and water. And on to the sporting world. Barcelona has renewed interest in Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen. The Spanish club is reported to now regard Osimhen as a priority target, and the club is expected to act soon. Barcelona sporting director Deco stepped up the club's pursuit of the Nigerian, who had featured on Barcelona's shortlist during the summer as a fallback option. Osimhen is considered a more attainable target and represents a credible option for a club still searching for attacking solutions ahead of the closing stages of the transfer window. The 27-year-old has started the new season exactly as he ended the last one, scoring 4 goals in Galatasaray's opening 2 Super League matches. And that's it on ASO News at 3. Many thanks for watching. I am Rosemary Ukokotega.